So our spiritual paths or beginnings are quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our families are different.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, like we shared in a previous episode.
Yeah, and when you spoke about, because people tend to think that a nice or a good family should come from the same spiritual journey. You told us in the previous episode that your mother was a Christian and that your father was an atheist. Both my parents were in the Christian family movement and the Catholic family movement, sorry. And they both came from very religious families. And is it needed for a couple to lead the same spiritual path or have the same spiritual practices?
I think it depends on the couple. Let's say my parents, they had the same values.
Yeah.
Even if they called themselves different things. My dad never called himself an atheist, by the way, but, you know, he was not a Christian. He was actually pretty much against.
So he was like agnostic, like not believing in a...
He didn't say anything.
In a religion?
No, he didn't say that he was... Sometimes you don't have to define it, but he was very... like they both were very spiritual beings, like in tune with nature, in tune with, you know, the universe, intuition, all of that. So if you have the same values but I don't have any firsthand experience on how it is to be in a family where religion is so strong.
We said grace prior eating. We went to church every Friday. We all of us, we did like the first communion. We did our confirmation in church. We were to church camps. So church was a very important part of our lives.
But those things that you mentioned, that was positive things, right? Things that made you feel good, or
I think that everything went well until I became a teenager. Prior being a teenager and being a kid, I think that the faith or the beliefs that you have as a kid, when you still believe in Santa Claus and the tooth fairy and all that, you don't question that your parents are great people and that life as you see it is perfect, right? But when you start to grow and you start to realize that all these things that people say about you're going to get deviated from the path, and it's very hard to get back into the path when you...
So when you're talking about your background, what is the path? What is the qualifications of being on the path?
The qualifications would be being like a cherub angel that has no sex. For example, like
you only have sex in marriage.
You only have sex in marriage. You grow. Of course, you need to be heterosexual. You need to be respectful of the 10 Commandments and the 7 precepts, the things that you need to obey for God to love you. It's like love is not unconditional. Love is more, if you do this, I will give you eternal life, kind of thing. So it's you can say, and I respect people that believe in this, because I know that some people are happy with this because they are very devotional beings. I always questioned everything. I always wanted the science behind the thing. So when I grew up, I started trying to research if there was any proof about the existence of Jesus and where the cross was, and I started to read about the Crusades, and I wanted to know where Jerusalem was, and because everyone talks about this, I want to know, right?
You know, when we spoke about that, our our paths
Yes.
are very similar, but so different. Because when I started, meditating at a very young age, I was questioning everything too. And I was like, okay, so you started, you want to know, okay, who is this Jesus?
Yeah.
Right? And then where is Jerusalem?
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like, okay, who is this Maharishi guy?
yeah.
And what is a consciousness? And why does my parent talk about enlightenment? And then I had to study that because I said, okay, can I get, learn more techniques?
Yeah.
And then they said, no, because you are not ready. And I said, what do you mean not ready? No, you need to be, they could say things like, your consciousness level is not there yet.
Wow, that's a complex thing for a kid, even for a grown-up, to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's kind of the answers I got when I wanted to be initiated in more techniques. And that's why I started to question things too and study and like, okay, so who are they to decide if I am on that level?
Yeah.
Because I felt I was ready,
How old were you then?
I started when I was 9, 10, 11. I think when I was like 12, 13 years
teenager.
old.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
Yeah, there is a point when you arrive to that age where you didn't question anything, right? You were like, okay, I'm going. And then it's like, okay, no, wait a second.
And what I think is funny listening to your story is we both started questioning, what is going on here? Who's Jesus and who is... what is consciousness and, what is Jerusalem, what is Nirvana, and we started out on this spiritual path that we are both in and out. And now we sit here and we have kind of ended up in the same,
in the same room.
Same room and with a lot of the same, reflections on what is this? And we're going to go deeper into that, but
but I like it because this is proof that we are part of something bigger, and this is proof that the thirst, the hunger that human beings have underneath, behind, is a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
At first, we belong to our families, and you could say, we are born in a clan that has a certain structure. But in time, we start to search for our own tribe, right? And I know that the listeners out there are resonating with us because somehow they know that maybe they belong to this tribe where being spiritual is being kind of a rebel and also wanting the sense of belonging and questioning a lot of things, because we are in a culture, in this new age culture, where everything is fed us like in a certain way.
Yeah, and I feel like as spirituality has become commercialized,
a lot.
We have a lot of different communities that will not fit for everyone either. Yeah. And so, when I grew up, we were called alternative.
Yeah.
We were alternatives. That's what,
we were Orthodox. Of course.
You didn't even say we were on the spiritual path. We were just alternative people.
Yeah.
That's what we were called back in the days. And that was just for everyone. It was for everyone who didn't, do the common things. Yeah. It was for people who, had these clothes made of earth colors and stone-washed clothes, and going to Steiner school and kindergarten.
We would consider you hippies.
Hippies, but I think hippies was the thing you used to call alternative people in the 70s, and then more and more people became hippies, and then it turned out to be just alternative people.
Fad, yeah.
And I feel like we were all in one box, big box.
Yeah.
It was just meditation and yoga and vegetarian food.
Yeah.
We were all alternatives. And now, 20, 30 years later, alternative has become all these different communities of spiritual directions and belief systems, almost like mini religions. And that is not good. That is not good too.
Actually, I was thinking that for some people, to simplify it, they made it like in a specific box or a specific structure. what I like about what we had been sharing is the idea that family can be a place where you start the spiritual path and then it becomes your own. There is, for example, I don't know if it happens to you with the partner that you have now, if you share maybe the same spiritual values, but different spiritual practices, or you do the same. I like the idea on how the family path that we had been through transforms into what we do as in our lives, in our loving relationships. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, because what I think is important when I'm teaching, meditation, like I always say, you have to find out for yourself. Yeah. We have to be a little bit cautious when you are in the spiritual community that we don't go into making mini religions. Yeah. That's why I stopped calling myself a Buddhist. I was calling myself a Buddhist until the late 20s. And now my spiritual practice is just nurturing my soul and my body and my mind. And
no structure whatsoever.
Not really. I had a lot of structure.
Yeah.
The structure is not there anymore.
Okay, so...
And the goal is not to be enlightened. The goal is just to have as much happiness and joy and love I can.
Isn't that enlightenment?
I don't know what it is, but it's so nice to not try to figure out what enlightenment is.
I would like to end this with a tip.
With an om?
No. No, with an om. No, with a tip to our listeners out there. What would be your take in the next step? Okay, you start building a spiritual practice. Maybe you come from a home that provided something different. And in the prior episode, we said everything is sacred. What would you say now?
Just believe in yourself and start practicing how to, develop your senses. We are taking care of our body and we are looking for, getting the perfect shape or eating healthy and reading to elevate our minds. And we forget our soul and our spirit. That is the practice, when we take care of that too.
Food for the soul.
Yeah. And when you start doing that, the rest will come.
Okay. Food for the soul. What I can add on top of that is it's so important to listen ourselves. We had been told many times during life, especially in our formative years, to listen to others, that we forget how to listen to ourselves. And I think that the next step is listen and try to see what you need. What are you thriving to become part of?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just start listening to yourself and your gut feeling and smile more, be more happy.
Yeah.
And we're going deeper into that too, how to open that gate of love.
Let's. I love that. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you for this episode.